Hi everyone, it's Naja here, and today we're going to show you how we make Scottish morning rolls and stir-fried beef with roasted capsicum.
Hello.
Alright, so first I'm going to mix the warm milk with yeast and sugar. So I'm just going to mix it in along with the sugar. I'm going to set this aside, and weigh the flour. You're going to need 450 grams of all-purpose flour, just a little bit more. Alrighty. So next we're going to add in the salt. Now you want to create a well in the center. You can see that the yeast has bubbled up like that. You want warm milk, so keep that in mind. And pour in warm water as well. For this bit you want to use a wooden spoon first, because then it's easier and less messy on your hands until it comes together. So you want to turn this over onto the work surface. It's going to get messy, but that's the fun in bread making. Time to roll up your sleeves. So you want to bring this together slowly. So once you see that the dough has come together like this, I'm going to show you how I knead it. Usually what I do is, my dominant hand is the left side because I'm a lefty. So if you're a righty, your right hand will be the one that's pushing the dough forward. You notice that your dough in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit rough looking, kind of not smooth. So you have to keep going until it becomes a smooth dough. You can use a mixer if you'd like, less work, but this is for the ones without a mixer, keeping it simple at home. So I kneaded the dough for around 5 to 7 minutes, and then I let it sit so that the gluten can relax and soften the dough. And now you can see that it's more softer and smoother on the surface. You can knead it for about a minute or two, and then we're going to let it rest for an hour.
So while the roll is doing its thing over there, we're going to start with the whole stir-fried beef and the roasted capsicum. First, what we're going to do is we're going to line the tray with our capsicum. I've got some red ones here. And then what you want to do is you want to drizzle olive oil on top of them. Let it coat the entirety of the capsicum. Now I've heated up the oven at 225 degrees. I'm gonna put it on the top rack, right, so that it chars really nicely on the skin. And we're gonna leave it there for about, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes. Now that we've got all of our capsicum nicely oiled, we're gonna bring this into the oven. So while that's doing its thing in the oven, we're going to prep some other stuff. So we have some onions, garlic, and our black olives here to be taken care of. So first we're going to start with the onions. I'm not going to use too much of this. We're going to use about half of it just to get some of the sweetness into the whole mix. And then we're also going to get some coriander leaves. Right, next we have our olives. All right, so ideally you'd want to get the pitted ones, but sometimes when you go shopping and then you just grab some random black olives off the shelf, you get the ones with the pit still inside. What I do is I put it under the knife and just squeeze it a little bit. So I'm going to break it open, and then the pit should slide right out. This one didn't work. And then you squish it, so that will break open, and then the pit should just slide right out like that. So once you've done all of that, we want to go and check on our capsicum in the oven. If you need to, turn them around, and it should be okay in a few minutes. After a few minutes, I think it's safe for us to start peeling off the skin. So as you can see, the skin just kind of falls off the pepper. And what you do is you just take it, just peel it down. I'm using about 600 grams of beef here, and as you can see here, I've sliced them very thin because we're doing a stir fry. We don't want thick, chunky pieces of beef, and cut like this is going to be ideal for that. Salt's perfect, pepper's perfect. I think we're good. Then we want to turn off the heat, and then next we are going to plate it.
So it's been an hour, and you can see that the dough has doubled in size. First you want to degas it, punch it down, take the dough out. So next you're going to portion it into 10 small pieces. I like to roll it into a log and cut it accordingly. So next you want to make it into little rounds like this. So once everything is rolled out, you're going to take the first dough rounds that you made. You're going to need a little bit of flour, just slightly, so that it doesn't stick while you're rolling it out. And you want to roll it into rounds. If you want to make it into ovals, you can. It's entirely up to you, but today I'm going to make it into rounds. Doesn't need to be perfect, so you just need to like turn the dough as you roll it out. So once the dough has been rolled out and placed on your baking tray, you're going to cover it up with the cling wrap for 30 minutes so that it can prove again for the second time. So So after 30 minutes of proofing, you can see that the dough has risen and it's puffed up again. So first we're going to press it down in the middle. This is to even out the air bubbles inside and to prevent blistering. And here I've got some milk, and we're going to brush it over the dough. I've preheated the oven at 200 degrees Celsius. So while you're brushing this up, the oven is heating up. And that's it, off to the oven we go. Bake for 15 minutes or until it has turned golden. There we have it, stir-fried beef with roasted capsicum and Scottish morning rolls. Try it for yourself, and if you enjoy it, leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more easy to make recipes. Bye!
Tapi abang yang mana dia nak?